Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. Today is March 8th, 2014. I'm Holly Seiler, leading our news tonight. Owners of the Flint Hills refinery at North Pole are being sued by the state of Alaska. The Attorney General's office filed the action claiming that Flint Hills and Williams, Alaska, the current and previous refinery owners, cause self-allaying pollution of groundwater at North Pole. The suit says that the pollution left the water unfit for human consumption and that the companies didn't make reasonable efforts to clean it up after it was discovered. The state says Flint Hills and Williams should pay for the cost of cleaning it up. If a cleanup wasn't possible, the state asked that the companies provide a clean water system for the area. The state filed the complaint in Fairbanks Superior Court on Friday. What were originally expected to be prohibitive rate hikes for Alaska's rural mail service won't be as bad as first believed. There will, however, still be increases in the U.S. Postal Service bypass mail shipping rates. Prices will raise 12 to 17% as part of an overall U.S. Postal Service rate hike. It was originally thought that it would increase by about 40%. The Postal Regulatory Commission says it reconfigured the way bypass mail works. The changes reduce shipping costs. Senator Mark Begich was one of those who fought for the hikes, saying that it would make it impossible for some rural areas to afford it.
80% of Alaska communities are off the road system. So we are forced to ship groceries and other necessary items through the mail. When it became clear that the postal facilities couldn't handle the high volume of parcel posts, the Postal Service established bypass mail. The system relieves the Postal Service of the need to pay for staff, facilities, and equipment to process these shipments. The savings from using bypass mail and avoiding the cost of parcel posts are estimated to be $45 million annually.
Beef recalled earlier this year from a California meat producer may have reached 35 states and Guam. That's according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's also believed to have reached several Fairbanks outlets. Thousands of retailers have been added to a list of companies that could have received beef products from the producer Rancho Feeding Corporation since that February recall. The USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service says the meat involved in the February recall came from diseased and unsound animals that weren't properly inspected. The wide range of products recalled has the USDA mark of inspection on them as EST 527, and their case code number ends in 3 or 4. A suspect has been identified in connection with 2 explosive devices found outside a high school last week. Authorities say the 2 were found in the parking lot of Monroe High School by the janitor, who then threw them in the dumpster. The police were phoned and later contacted the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, who notified authorities that they were explosives. Police confirmed yesterday that a suspect has been identified in the case.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, they came over and determined that it indeed was an explosive device that had not detonated. They have been involved with the assistance of the neighbors in the neighborhood, have identified a suspect. They are forwarding charges to the U.S. Attorney's Office in this case. And at this point, the incident does not appear to be directed towards the school or an individual.
Daylight savings time, the practice of moving our clocks 1 hour ahead, starts tomorrow at 2 a.m. The modern idea of daylight savings time was introduced in the late 19th century, and later people hoped it would conserve energy by reducing the use of incandescent light bulbs. One added benefit was to have a little extra sun after work to spend on leisure activities. While that sounds good, some in Fairbanks wonder if it's worth the hassle.
I personally think it's next to useless in this country and they should do away with it. I saw an initiative a couple of years ago but I think nobody knew what it was or what it was about, so maybe they should try it again.
We have all daylight during the summertime. It just seems silly. The only good thing about it, the only good thing is because of the time changes doing business in the lower 48. That's the only plus, is you kind of be on the same sync a little bit with Seattle and stuff, but like Hawaii doesn't change, so.
And while on the topic of daylight savings time, the Interior Fire Chiefs Association reminds interior residents that it's also time to change the batteries in smoke detectors. Working smoke alarms double a family's chances of surviving a home fire, and batteries should be changed in the spring and fall when clocks are changed. Anyone who needs assistance in checking or installing a smoke alarm should contact their local fire department for help. Local fire departments also have free smoke alarms available and will even come out and install them for you. We'll have more when the weekend's only local televised newscast returns. Please stay with us. Welcome back. According to an article in the Fairbanks Daily News Miner, its publisher is stepping down. Bill Knerth has held the position for the past 2 years. He is reportedly leaving the company. News Miner owner Dean Singleton reportedly arrived in Fairbanks yesterday prior to the announcement. Several changes were made to the newspaper while Knerth was there, including a major redesign and more emphasis on the electronic media. Kathy Sturl, general manager, will take over the newspaper while a search for a new publisher is conducted. Kids from all across Alaska packed the Patty Center today to duke it out in the ring. Only it would be their robots fighting. Alaska First, which stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology, hosted their annual championship tournament today. The kids designed and developed their robots from the ground up and trained them to perform various tasks in an enclosed space. The main motivation of the FIRST program is to inspire an appreciation of science and technology in young people.
In the Tech Challenge, the focus is on the engineering process. Here they have to do an engineering notebook, and as part of that engineering notebook, they have to detail every aspect of the design and construction process of the robots. So anytime they go in to make a change, they have to keep track of what they changed, why they changed it, and why that was important. It's a similar process to what professional engineers use, and so it's getting them ready to become professional engineers in the future.
The Arctic Winter Games will be hosted here in the interior and are slated to start in roughly 1 week. Volunteers have been working around the clock to prepare for the event that draws nearly 3,000 participants and onlookers alike. There are a variety of sports that are highlighted in the games, and volunteers say there really is a sport for everyone.
So there are 20 different sports involved with the Arctic Winter Games. Not only those that you would expect in the wintertime, skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, dog mushing, but there's also other sports that are popular amongst northern communities like volleyball, basketball, table tennis, badminton, the Arctic sports and Dene games like the 1-foot high kick, and just a huge variety of different activities to see throughout the week.
Even though the American Heart Association Heart Walk is still a couple of months away, Friday at the Carlson Center, organizers for the walk were deep in strategy for making the fundraiser a big success. The overall campaign kicked off last month with a highly successful Go Red breakfast and luncheon. Friday, the co-chairs Lorna Shaw and Anna Atchison addressed a gathering of supporters and team leaders to convey just how important the fundraiser was. May 17th will be the day when hundreds are expected to gather and march around the city for a great cause.
And the Heart Walk is a celebration of health, of our community. It happens in the spring, so it's a celebration of community. But ultimately, it's a fundraiser for the American Heart Association, and so it helps fund research for CPR and for healthy living, anti-obesity, anti-smoking, or smoke-free workplaces. So there's a lot of things that your participation in the Heart Walk helps to support, and it's all about helping people live healthier, longer lives.
There's still time to sign up for the walk, either as a single or a team. Go to fairbanksheartwalk.org for more on how to be a part of the Heart Walk. It's time once again to focus on another one of the 20 agencies that make up the United Way of the Tanana Valley. Tonight, the News Center's Mike Schultz spotlights Access Alaska.
Access Alaska has been in the Fairbanks area since 1984. The mission of Access Alaska is to encourage and promote the total integration of people who experience a disability and Alaskan seniors to live independently in the community of their choice. Kathy McCarthy is the Director of Independent Living at Access Alaska, and she says funds that she receives from the United Way of the Tanana Valley is utilized in many different ways.
The United Way money that we receive, we use to support consumers with adaptable equipment. We use it to support home modifications for the elderly and for people who need to make their own home accommodations accessible. So good examples are grab bars in the shower. We have money we have put towards adaptable equipment such as toilet risers and walkers and things that people may use because they come to disability for a brief period of time after a stroke or an accident.
I asked Kathy what was her proudest moment with Access Alaska. She was quick to respond to a recent incident.
One of our young consumers, he testified for himself talking about that Access had taught him the skills to have a job, to get a job, to problem solve at work. He had learned how to pay his bills, balance his books, and pay his taxes. And after extensive medical debt, he has paid it himself and he is debt-free. I am most proud that he has learned on his own what he needed to be independent, to be someone who experiences disability, and to be a vital, important part of our community.
The United Way campaign will soon be ending, but there's still time for you to donate, and remember, all donations remain in the community. Mike Schultz, News Center 11.
Michael Ives is up next with sports. He has highlights from the Nanox Governor's Cup showdown last night. Also, tournament time for high school hoops. That and more with sports after the break.
Welcome back, Alaska. Michael Ives here with your Saturday sports. It's another busy weekend for interior action, from hoops to hockey, and some good news from the Nanook cross-country ski team at Nationals. But we start at the packed, loud Carlson Center for a huge Governor's Cup hockey series. The first game of a two-game set to finish the regular season, decide playoff seeding, and to see who claims the 2014 Governor's Cup is in the books, and it was a shellacking by the Nanooks. With a packed house, loud fans, and a whiteout in effect in the stands, it would be Tyler Morley striking first for Alaska just over a minute into play. He reaches back and blasts a slapper past the glove of UAA's Chris Kamal. Morley would then strike again with a greasy putback goal in front of the net, and the Nanooks take a 2-0 lead into the first break. And then senior captain Cody Kunick just goes bonkers. He either hates or loves the Carlson goal horn, and he would punish it all night long. Kunick goes off for 3 straight goals and gets the hat trick on a feed from fellow senior captain Colton Beck as he pings the puck off the post and in. The Nanooks would lead 5-0 before UAA finally got on the board. But Kunick would respond with his 4th goal of the night, again off of a Beck feed, and the Seawolves sulk away facing another matchup with this revved-up Nanooks team tonight. With the win last night, Alaska has clinched the number 3 seed in the WCHA playoffs and will host some home postseason hockey right here at the Carlson next weekend.
You know, you get rewarded for the stuff you're doing away from the puck a lot of times, and I think that's the most important thing. All these guys are doing the right things away from the puck, and they're being rewarded offensively, and we just have to continue to do that. But
we've been pretty successful, so I think the big thing is the start. We need to have a big start because they're throwing everything at us, and if we just keep playing the way we've been playing, good things are going to happen.
Another sparkling result from the ice for the local team as the Ice Dogs put the clamps on the Wenatchee Wild last night in Washington. Kevin Aldridge and the Dogs defense would shut down the Wild attack all night long and cruise to a 4-0 win in Wenatchee. It is the second shutout of the season for Aldridge in goal, and he even tacked on an assist on the Doogie Lagrone goal. In all, 10 Ice Dogs notched the points column for Fairbanks as they moved the puck like a well-oiled machine. Jacob Hetz, Victor Lilligren, and Lonnie Clary were the other goal scorers for the Ice Dogs. Game 2 of this series is tonight as Fairbanks looks to keep on winning during this late-season road trip. North Pole High School is hosting the 2014 Mid-Alaska Conference Tournament, and the host team ran into a tough task against the Lathrop Malamutes. The game would go back and forth early as North Pole would use some physical basketball to hang with the Malamutes. Junior DeAndre Campbell would lead the charge for North Pole and finish with a team-high 13 points. But the second half would belong to Lathrop as they made a quick run and pushed the Patriots out of contention. Kyle Carlson had a big night, 18 points to lead the Malamutes as he was scoring both inside and out. The 64-51 win sets up a Dog Bowl Hoops rematch for the MAC Boys title game tonight between West Valley and Lathrop. Now in the girls' semifinal, it was all Lathrop as they knock off the host team 50-23. It was a solid team effort for the Lady Malamutes as they were led by Alexis Shipman's 11 points, but had 3 other players with 8 each as Lathrop would take a 13-3 first quarter lead and never look back. The Patriots were led by Alexandria Parker's 8 points. This sets up another MAC title game showdown tonight between the Lady Malamutes and the West Valley Wolfpack. And then there's perfection, and there's whatever the Monroe Ram boys basketball team has been doing this season. The Rams secured their 4th straight Aurora Conference championship last night with a win over Delta Junction. The Rams would lead 23-7 at the half and pound their way to a 68-25 title game win. Scooter Bynum led all scorers with 12 points. Jalen McCullough and Christian Nickerson chipped in 10 apiece, and Monroe heads to the state tournament with a perfect 25-0 season. The Rams have also won 45 straight games dating back to last season. Senior guard Tyler Wells says this win helps them prepare for the big games and tournament ahead.
Oh, it's extremely important. We can't make it to state if we don't win these ones right here. So these are the ones that really count and really matter. So it's good to win these ones. You know, we're just staying focused. We got this one out of the way, so now we got to prepare for the task at hand, coming for the state tournament and get ready for it. But we're excited.
Now, the Nanook cross-country ski team has just been having a heck of a week down at the NCAA Ski Championships. After freshman skier Nicole Baith became an All-American earlier this week, it was another Nanook making waves today. Senior Max Olix pushed his way to a national second-place finish in the 20K free skate today at Soldier Hollow. His result makes him an NCAA first-team All-American. Olix snatched his silver medal with a final time of 43 minutes and 56.3 seconds to cap his Nanook skiing career. He was also only 7.3 seconds behind national champion Mods Ekstrom of Colorado. Congrats to Max on a heck of a finish, and congrats to the Nanook team as they finished 10th overall with 144 combined points. Now, staying on the snowy, or maybe not so snowy trails for this year's Iditarod sled dog race. Here's your Saturday leader update. Two Rivers musher Allie Zirkle has taken the lead in the 2014 Iditarod. She left Caltag over 2 hours ahead of Martin Boozer's second place team. Nicholas Pettit, Sonny Lindner, and Jeff King make up the rest of the top 5. The leader Zirkle is running with a team of 12 dogs, while the rest of the top 5 teams have 14 still pulling. The next stop for the leaders is Unalakleet, just under 100 miles run from Caltag. And that's all the time we have for sports tonight. Be right back here Monday at 6 and 11 for Joe Cook as he recaps the entire weekend in sports. And as always, for more KTVF sports, you can log on to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, or download our mobile app. Keep on keeping on, Alaska. Holly Seiler's up next with your full weather forecast. Have a great weekend.
I cannot believe that win over UAA last night.
That was a big, big win. 4 goals for Cody Kunick, not just happy with a hat trick.
No.
And a chance for 5 years in a row of Governor's Cup up here at Alaska Fairbanks.
Where it belongs.
That's right.
We're going to get right into weather. Here's our almanac for March 8th. It shows a normal high of 21 degrees and a normal low of 7 below. The record high was set in 1949 at 48 degrees, and the record low of 45 below was set in 1956. The sun rose this morning at 7:34 a.m. and will set tonight at 6:30 p.m. It's going to give us 10 hours and 56 minutes of daylight, a 6-minute gain since yesterday. Here is weather around our state today. Fort Yukon is mostly clear. Barrow is cloudy. It's clear in Nome. It's a nice sunny day in Fairbanks. Partly cloudy in Healy and clear in Delta. Juneau is calling for rain today. Rain is also falling on Ketchikan with some fog. It's cloudy in Bethel. Mainly cloudy in Cold Bay. Kodiak is sunny today, as is Homer. Clouds are moving over Valdez, and Anchorage is mainly sunny today with a high in the high 20s. On to our friends in the lower 48. Seattle is in an active aerial flood watch today with up to a half an inch of rain expected for them. Highs in the low 50s. Las Vegas is looking up to passing clouds with highs in the low 70s. It's clear in Denver with highs in the low 50s. Minneapolis is partly cloudy with highs in the high 20s. It's raining in Dallas with up to 20-mile-per-hour winds, highs in the high 50s. New York is cloudy with highs in the high 50s as well, and Miami is clear with highs today around 75 degrees. Back in Alaska, Fort Yukon is expected to be partly cloudy. Barrow will see a few clouds as well, and it will be sunny in Nome with up to 20-mile-an-hour winds. It's expected to be another beautiful day in Fairbanks with highs in the teens, partly cloudy skies for Healy, and mostly sunny skies in Delta. Rain and snow take turns falling on Juneau tomorrow, while Ketchikan will feel some light rain. Partly cloudy skies are projected for both Bethel and Kodiak tomorrow. Kodiak could see some snow showers and up to 3 inches possible for them. Cold Bay will see snow showers as well with up to 30-mile-per-hour wind. Homer and Anchorage are both calling for sunny skies tomorrow. Valdez will be cloudy with a little snowfall expected, but no snow for us though. Another negative double-digit night. Clear skies are projected with some light wind. And like I said, another beautiful day is expected tomorrow. The temperature may not be high, but that sun sure makes up for it. Expect to wear your shades on Sunday. And if this isn't going to put a smile on your face, I just don't know what will. We'll see varying clear to partly cloudy skies this week, steadily getting warmer and warmer until Friday when we're going to see 40 degrees above zero. And as Tyson said earlier in the broadcast, tomorrow is daylight savings time, so don't forget to set your clocks ahead at 2 a.m. on Sunday. And yeah, we're going to have to go in a little bit earlier on Monday, but it's daylight savings.
It's okay. I'll take that hour's loss of sleep in trade for the 40-degree weather we're about to see.
I know.
It's well worth it.
You're welcome, Fairbanks.
That's awesome.
That's going to wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News.
Thanks for joining us for the Interior's only Saturday news.
Remember to join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.